Hello everyone, welcome to Johnny's NetSec YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you an easy, fast and quick way to deploy Azure Naming Tool into cloud for free, completely free. As you know, Azure Naming Tool was created to help administrators to set up your own naming convention for your cloud resources in the Azure environment. It's based on Microsoft best practice, and it is important to make sure you have consistent name convention for your all resources so you know what your resource is used for and what is for. This video is not gonna discussing how you're gonna set up your name convention. This video is gonna focus on how we can quickly deploy Azure Naming Tool in Koyeb for free and how you can quickly test it using Play with Docker. And all is based on this GitHub project Azure Naming Tool from Microsoft. Now let's start it. If you followed Azure Naming Tool GitHub project, you will see there's a documentation link here. In there, they will show you the all installation methods you can use. Docker is one of them. Unfortunately, there's a lot of steps here. To make it much simpler, I'm going to simplify the command using Play with Docker to testing for it. We're going to just using one command and put into Play with Docker instance for quick testing. So if you don't have Play with Docker account, then you can create one. Sometimes you may have out of capacity resource limitation issue, but just refresh your browser, then you should be able to start in to create a new instance as I show you here before. So now we got the console. We're gonna paste in just this command. That's the Docker image we're gonna use, and we're gonna map the port 80 to 8081. That's it. So in 1 minute or so, you should be able to get this Docker started and running, and the port 8081 gonna be available for you for testing. You just click on it. Now you got a Azure Naming Tool for you to use. You need to pick a global admin password to continue. But for the demo purpose, I just show how simple it is to use one command and create your Docker. We are not gonna let it run in a Play with Docker. We're gonna using Koyeb to do it. We're gonna use Koyeb, the free tier service, to deploy our Docker. For those who don't know what is Koyeb, basically Koyeb is a platform who can deploy your code in GitHub. No matter what language you are using, they can easily to push your code to multiple regions and make it alive in a couple of seconds across multiple sites. For us, the most important part is support using Docker image to do deployment. That's what we're gonna do. If you don't have an account, register one. If you have GitHub, you can directly sign in using your GitHub account directly. It does provide starter tier service. It has one free web service, one free Postgres database. If you register an account earlier, then probably you can spin up multiple ones just like I'm doing. So here is the price, how they calculate it. They're gonna explain the limitation and then the cost. Take a look. But for us, we just using a free tier service. I already have one. If you look at my previous video, you will see I have video to show you how to deploy SSH with T into Koyeb. Similar process, we're gonna do Azure Naming Tool. So basically, we're gonna use in Docker to deploy a new project into Koyeb. So this is image we're gonna use. Just paste it in. You will find it from my URL in this video description. Next. So we're gonna give same name using Azure Naming Tool. We're gonna choose free tier service. It's still available for me. You can choose a region. You can either WS, Washington, or France. This tool is available for free tier. So we're gonna give a name. Most important part, we need to change something here. Is a port. By default, they're using port 8000. Actually, we're gonna change it to 80. So basically, we're gonna map the port, the Docker port 80 to external port 80. So everything looks good now. We're gonna deploy it. By default, you will get the Koyeb URL. So you can see it's forwarded to port 80 from this public URL. It's not activated yet. It needs a couple minutes. So we're gonna wait it. So it is waiting for TCP health check on port 80. It shows status unhealthy right now. I'm gonna pause the video and come back once it's fully up and running. It didn't let me wait too long, maybe 20 seconds. It becomes healthy and it seems the service all up. You can see all logs. Instance is healthy right now. What we do is just click the link. It still says we are deploying our application refer page in a few seconds. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Bam, it's up and running. So I'm gonna type my password here. Save. Let's save. Perfect. So now this Azure Naming Tool is fully up and running. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna create our own domain to map into it. So we're gonna using our own subdomain to access this tool. It is very simple to use your own subdomain for your Koyeb application. Right now we are using this koyeb.app link to access our app, but it's really hard to remember it. So let's go back to the settings. So I'm gonna add the configuration into my Cloudflare, which is managing my 51sec.org this domain. I'm gonna mapping aznamingtool.51sec.org to this app. So we go to our app page and there's a settings page. So you will see these domains here. Now we need to add our, for example, we can add an Azure Naming Tool, this domain. Just add domain. Then you need to add this CNAME netcode to it. Copy whole thing. Just add CNAME netcode. Azure Naming Tool target. You can enable proxy status and save. After that done, refresh. It shows pending. So basically they are verifying. So CNAME record configured provisioning SSL certificate. It should be ready in less than 1 minute. Then this will be available for us to access it from public. Even if it's pending, we still can give it a try. So we're gonna access to it. It might be already resolved. So it's not ready yet. Application is error. I think they're still setting this provision SSL certificate. After another refresh, so you can see the status change to active. So now let's try to access to it. Right away it shows up properly now. So we can, using our subdomain to access to it, we don't need to remember that long Koyeb provided domain name to access your Azure Naming Tool. So that's pretty much everything I'm going to show you here. So you can create your own Azure Naming Tool on Koyeb website completely free in 5 minutes using Docker. If you like it, please give me a thumb up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe it. That will greatly support me to create more videos. Thank you for watching. See you in my next one.